Hey everybody, Freddie Lee Jones III here with a rainy day edition of Movies on the Run. Today's movie is Creed 2, directed by Stephen Caple Jr., starring Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone, and Tessa Thompson. Whoo! This this one's gonna be short. If this movie does not motivate you to get off your ass and get in the gym, I don't know what movie will. I was eating, I was enjoying some nachos, some popcorn, and some Twix. Halfway through the damn movie, I was like, damn, man, I need to do something better with my eating habits and with my life. Like, it was just crazy how good this movie makes you feel. Media is a powerful thing. I constantly keep saying that. Media is a powerful thing. Um, but getting back to the review, this is a brand new director, Stephen Caple Jr. I think he's out of Cleveland, Ohio. Thanks, Chris Stuckerman, for letting us know that he's out of his neck of the woods. If you don't know Chris Stuckerman, that's um, that's another YouTube channel. But back to the subject at hand. I'm just so in awe right now. This is why I want to be a filmmaker. Michael B. Jordan again brings his A game. Sylvester Stallone brings his A game. Tessa Thompson, A game. Felicia Rashad, hands down, A game. Like, there is nothing that I can honestly say that was really bad about this movie. I mean, it's good, but I do hear that people are saying it's not as good as the first one. To me, even though it's a sequel, it kind of feels like a sequel that doesn't want to be a sequel. What I mean by that is they do talk about things from the first one. And if you haven't seen Creed 1, you really don't necessarily need to see Creed. Yeah, if you haven't seen Creed 1, you could watch Creed 2 and still kind of get everything that you needed as if you were seeing this movie for the first time, if that makes any sense. Um, but, I mean, cinematography was good, locations were great. The story between Ivan Drago and Victor Drago, it wasn't just the big bad Russians like it was back in the 80s, because we were at war with the Russians during the Cold War. But at the same time, like, there was more drama than it was boxing, and it was entertaining. It didn't necessarily have to rely, which I think a lot of the Rocky sequels became, where you have to hurry up and let's rush through the story because we got to see him fight. Let's rush through the story because we got to see him fight again. Like, this one was, it was, in a way, it was like Creed 1. You know, Adonis is still trying to chase his destiny, run away from his destiny, go his own path. So he's a man that's being torn in so many different directions because now there's a new dynamic. He's him and Bianca, a lot more serious. Things are about to start taking off for both of them. Again, without any spoilers, but at the same time, he still has to figure out if he's Adonis Creed, Adonis Johnson, you know, excuse me, whatever is pulling him from being great. Like, he's his own worst enemy, but he's his own uh cheerleading squad, if that makes any sense, because he knows what he needs to do. But his past and things that, he kind of in a way wears his heart on his sleeve just a little bit. And it's more along the lines of, okay, how do you get over something that happened 30 years ago? Which, I mean, hey, the death of the father, you can never get over that. But it's, the constant pokes and prods of life that kind of gets to him. And Tessa Thompson is that sense of balance that brings it all together. And when she can't bring it in, then you have obviously Felicia Rashad, his mom, and then you have Rocky. But there's so much stuff that's going on, but it keeps it on a steady plane of understanding. It's almost like taking a train trip. You have all of these different stops, but each stop, you learn a little bit more, and it's still conducive to the destination that you have to get to. Um, Man, this movie was so good. I can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray because I know I own the first one, But eventually, obviously, I'm gonna get the second one. But I think I bought the first one on DVD because all of the Blu-rays were sold out. If I'm not mistaken, I think I might have it on Blu-ray. But either way, like when this one comes out, man, like these are movies that I can honestly watch back to back. Because even like with the Rocky series, I ain't gonna even lie to you, I'm not a huge fan of all of the Rocky series. It's because of my age. I never saw the first two, like, and literally, like, as a 40-year-old, when the movies came out, I want to say in the late 70s, mid to late 70s. I was born in 78, so the first Rocky movie I really ever saw was Part 3, which was the one that everybody knows. And then everybody knows the fourth one. So those were my one and two, no pun intended, uh, for my introduction to the Rocky series. Now we all know five was bad, but I loved how it showed the decline of the character. Yeah, it kind of got a little cheesy, but then when Rocky Balboa came out, I was like, okay, cool. And then Creed came out, and I was like, whoa, what is this? Then Creed 2 came out, and I was like, okay. My only thing that I would definitely love to say, besides kudos to the cast and crew and everyone involved with this film, I hope you stop it at this one. I hope like this is it. I hope this is like the last hoorah of Adonis Creed. Now, if there's something else that you're gonna do, make it a trilogy and cut it off. I was actually content with not having a second Creed. Yes, Ryan Coogler is a part of the MCU now. I know there's gonna be great things going on for Stephen Capel Jr. So hey man, like good job. Like all jokes aside, like the one negative thing, honestly, I can't even think of like anything negative. Uh, well, yes, actually, I can. It does, in a way, it does kind of feel like it drags just a little bit, but just when you think it's about to reach that point, it picks right back up. So it's like one of those things. It's one of those things like you could have if you would have got up and walked out for a potty break, and came back in, you say, hey, what did I miss? And it was, oh, well, you only missed such and such and such and such. You go, oh, okay, cool. I'm good to go. But yeah, that movie was phenomenal, phenomenally shot. Again, I can't stress how good this movie looks. The dynamic between Drago and between the Dragos, son and dad, between Rocky and Adonis and um, oh God, what is her name? Britt. No, God, man, I forgot her name. Adonis and his girlfriend, and then his mom. Like all these dynamics, and then with Wood Harris's character, because you see so many other Rocky films inside of this one, just like with Creed. But then again, it's just like with all of the Rocky films. You know what's about to happen. You know how it's going to go down. There were a couple of twists and turns that I was kind of like, okay, kind of didn't see that coming. But in the end, it was a great movie. I'm going to actually recommend that it is a Crazy Ultra for me, which is, I've never given out the Crazy Ultra if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, this is the first one that I've given out the Crazy Ultra marathon to. This is Freddie Lee Jones III, Gritty Runs Productions. Bearded up. Movies on the run. Freddie Lee Jones III out.